and hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to Last Week in Germany, where I, some random ass guy, react to the top stories out of Germany from the last 7 days. Make sure I'm in the loop. And holy shit, I just read this headline. Germany, train derails, killing at least 3 people. What? What? When did this happen? Apparently this happened 15 hours ago. Jesus, man. Germany's probably the last place I expect something like this to happen. I mean, some tragedies obviously occur every once in a while. They're inevitable. But still, with the amount of regulation and precaution and engineering skill in Germany, this is the last thing I expect to see. And my heart goes out to those people. 100 passengers were on the train when at least 2 carriages partially derailed. Oh my God, I wonder how fast they're going. Oh, the cause of the derailment still unclear, but the region was hit by a storm earlier in the evening. Oh my God. In 1998, there was a huge derailment where 101 people died in Lower Saxony. Holy shit. I asked ChatGPT, like, the recent German in modern history, how often does this happen, basically? Oh my God. 101 people. And then 12 people in 2016. 2022, 5 dead. Wait, what? 2017? Oh my God. I guess, I'm just not used to this because we don't have trains. We have freight trains, but we don't have passenger trains, very many at least. Okay, in recent history, this was a huge deal. This one that derailed in Ohio, that was a freight train. Holy shit, imagine if that was a passenger train. Oh my God. And it released a bunch of noxious gas that made the American people even stupider. So this must be the worst one since this one that happened in Bavaria. This is shocking news to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm overblowing it. It's just shocking. It's not what I expect to see. When I check in on what happened in Germany in the last week, usually it's nothing too crazy. That's pretty crazy. But with that said, we will move on. I might actually do a whole video on this tomorrow because I'm fascinated to know how this occurred, what the implications are, what people are saying. But we're going to move on for right now. Of course, major news out of all of Europe, which once again, I'm going to be doing a larger video on this as well, on my, more broad Europe channel, Ryan Wuzzer, about the tariff deal between the U.S. and the EU, well, trade deal. The only thing I've read is a headline. I'm trying to not spoil myself on all the details just yet, but the deal ultimately was made with Ursula, between Trump and Ursula, which she's German, so I feel like I need to react to a little bit of this. And I'm very curious what Merz said, because apparently he made some kind of statement. Chancellor Merz expressed his satisfaction with the agreement. I was not expecting that, but okay. I guess Merz kind of has that tendency about him. He's a little bit more, he's very diplomatic. He really just wants to come to a solution and then work from there. He's kind of not like Trump. Anyway, his satisfaction with the agreement. And the reason I say that is just because, at least on the surface level, this does not seem like a great deal for Europe. I don't know. I need to know the details, but I just saw 15% tariff on almost all European goods. Which, to be frank, I also don't think is good for America, to be clear. But, not what Europe wanted. Between the European Commission president and the U.S. president, representatives of German industry are also relieved, but warn of future losses. Okay, interesting. So, okay. Maybe it's because Trump was threatening much higher tariffs, I know he was threatening really high tariffs on cars. So I guess Germany might be a little bit relieved for a 15% on the cars. 15% to car exports to the U.S. compared to previously announced 25%. Yeah, that would be horrible. Oh, the managing director of German Chamber of Industry and Commerce says the German economy can breathe a sigh of relief. The worst has been prevented. However, the deal has its price, and the price is at the expense of the German and European economies. I mean, I kind of don't like this because I really hate the way Trump does business, and it seems like his psychotic hardball tactics in this instance worked. I mean, I personally don't think they worked. Like, I think this is bad for the world economy and bad for our alliances and relationships around the world. But as far as what Trump wanted, it worked. Let's see some top posts. This police sign in Cologne, Germany says they turn off the surveillance cameras during public protests. No way. That's honestly interesting as fuck. That's a subreddit. Interesting as fuck. So that's what made me think of that. But it actually is super interesting. I love that. Oh, look, you can see there's the protesters. In fact, I think that one's Greta Thunberg, isn't it? I am very impressed and really love the way Germany respects privacy and holds that deeply as like a value. Unlike America. Totally unlike America. I feel like that used to be an American value. Like Americans used to hold that tightly. After all, books like 1984 by George Orwell are required reading here in America. So, you know, the principle of privacy being integral to individual liberty used to not be lost on the American people, but now it is. I think for the sake of like big corporations, we kind of had to wean that out, you know? No more privacy. Who needs it? But anyway, this is really, really cool. I really like that. And I like it for all sides, you know? You should be able to go out and express your political opinions through peaceful protests without any fear of any kind of like personal repercussions, especially from the government. You know, them recording you and being like, oh, there's Joey. Let's make sure to pull him over next time we see him speeding 1 mile per hour over the speed limit. I know that's a really bad example because, for one, you guys don't even use mile per hour. 2, you don't even pull people over. You just use cameras to see if people are speeding. Anyway, oh my God, this is insane. So I guess these people found maggots in their food and posted a review in Leipzig at this restaurant. They posted a review online, you know, saying, hey, look, there's some kind of maggots. Something's living inside the food. And the owner says, this is the second time you've published this fake news concocted by you and your associates. Like it's some big conspiracy. Yeah, bro. It's no coincidence that immediately afterwards, more people showed up offering to delete certain reviews in exchange for money. I'm sure they did, man. Yeah, that's totally normal. I'm sure that happened. At this point, we're taking action to defend our actions in all legal venues against these charlatans who use a nickname to extort money from honest workers. I guess this was originally written in Italian. That is just batshit crazy. Honestly, I love Germany, but one thing that I've seen over and over is these like business owners threatening to sue over reviews, which, I mean, I get if someone's full-blown lying and it's affecting your business, I guess, but this just doesn't happen here in America, which is interesting because America has a really bad reputation for all these, you know, frivolous lawsuits, you know? I just don't like that because, honestly, I would be a little bit nervous to post a fake review in Germany, I think. I think I might be a little bit nervous. I'd probably do it through a VPN, you know? I don't want to get sued. One of my favorite meals when I come to Germany. All right, let's see. This looks like potatoes, and potatoes. I approve. Oh, it's actually grilled potatoes or pan potatoes and applesauce. Once again, Germans proving how much they care about privacy. Constitutional complaint against Palantir deployment in Germany. I don't blame you guys at all for this. I mean, this is an American company, which is already weird having a foreign company do this type of surveillance on your citizens. But even if it was a German company, you know, like I'm against Palantir doing it here in America. Oh, their mouse got burned and you guys are putting band-aids on it. Which I guess you guys call plasters? Poor der mouse. At least it wasn't burned and brought, because there's nothing worse than burnt toast. Whoa, what the hell? Instagram paywall. As part of the laws in your region, you can choose whether you consent to us processing your personal data for ads. Subscribe to use with ads. For $8 a month. Damn. That's a ripoff. Or use free of charge with ads. Is this like an EU thing? So this doesn't actually change anything. They're just required to now give you the option to have your data not be processed. Like they have to offer a subscription service where they won't use your data for ads. It's interesting. I'm slightly confused because ads are basically how the entire internet runs. Like as far as the free internet, you know, like news websites and stuff. Like anything free on the internet for the most part is paid for by ads. So is the whole internet gonna be like have these screens now? Kind of like how the whole internet has those cookie pop-ups. So do you want all cookies, necessary cookies, no cookies? All right, I'm gonna sign off with this one because this is just funny. Y'all are so handsome and beautiful. What the fuck? I don't know, I'm just really sleepy at midnight, feeling tipsy, drinking a bottle of sparkling water. But as the title said, after 1 week in Germany, it's astounding how many beautiful people I've come across. Even the police at the immigration in Frankfurt's airport are so handsome and strong. The police women I see at Riri, at Berlin Brandenburg, are so intimidating looking, respectable, and beautiful. Interesting combination there. Intimidating, respectful, and beautiful. Do y'all eat skincare products? All right. With that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I want to learn more about the train derailment. Bye.